Imagine standing on the edge of a breathtaking landscape, only to realize it's one of the most dangerous places on Earth. Would you dare to visit? Today we're uncovering some of the most dangerous places in nature. Beneath the scorching sun of Ethiopia lies a place few dare to tread. The Danakil Desert, a geological marvel and one of Earth's most hostile environments. It's a toxic wasteland where survival is a true test of endurance. Situated 400 feet or 122 meters below sea level, the Danakil Desert holds the dubious honor of being the hottest place on Earth based on year-round average temperatures. Daily highs often reach a blistering 118 degrees Fahrenheit or 48 degrees Celsius, and on particularly searing days, it can soar to an unbelievable 131 degrees Fahrenheit or 55 degrees Celsius. The geothermal activity beneath the surface only exacerbates these conditions. Water here doesn't just get hot, it boils, reaching near 212 degrees Fahrenheit or 100 degrees Celsius. Rainfall is but a myth in this scorched land, with a meagre 100 to 200 millimeters of precipitation annually, which evaporates almost as soon as it touches the ground. The air itself is a deadly cocktail. Hydrogen sulfide and chlorine vapors saturate the atmosphere, making it hazardous to breathe without protective gear. The volcanic activity here generates toxic fumes that render certain areas completely uninhabitable. The lethal combination of gases and extreme heat creates an environment so hostile that even brief exposure poses significant health risks. However, this toxic wasteland is not just a death trap, it's a scientific goldmine. The extreme conditions of the Danakil mirror those found on Mars and even sites of nuclear waste. For researchers, this hellish landscape offers a unique glimpse into the survival mechanisms of extremophiles, organisms that thrive in conditions that would annihilate most life forms. Imagine a place where the ocean's wrath meets the unforgiving desert. Welcome to Namibia's Skeleton Coast, a 976-mile stretch where over 500 ships have met their doom. It's a graveyard for vessels ranging from ancient Portuguese galleons to modern steel-hulled ships. But what makes this place so deadly? The answer lies in the eerie dance between the cold Benguela current and the warm desert air. When they meet, they create an impenetrable blanket of fog. Add to that the strong land-to-sea winds, and you've got waves fierce enough to claim even the mightiest of ships. The Benguela current's strength pulls swimmers more than 100 miles or 161 kilometers offshore as 11 species of shark patrol these perilous waters. One of the most dramatic tales from this coast is the wreck of the Dunedin Star in 1942. This ship was carrying supplies and 21 refugees from London during World War II when it ran aground over 1,000 feet or 305 meters from shore. The rescue mission turned into a disaster of its own. A warplane and a tugboat sent to save the passengers also fell victim to this lethal coast. It's no wonder the Portuguese explorers called this region the Gates of Hell. Local bushman tribes had their own name. The land god made in anger. Even if sailors survived the shipwreck, they'd face a grim fate, a vast desert stretching hundreds of miles inland with no hope of survival. Nestled in the White Mountains of New Hampshire, Mount Washington stands at a modest 6,288 feet or 1,917 meters. It's not the tallest mountain in North America, but it's earned the title of one of the deadliest peaks in the world. Mount Washington is notorious for its extreme and unpredictable conditions. In 1934, it set the record for the fastest wind speed ever recorded on land, 231 miles per hour. That's 372 kilometers per hour. Even today, winds frequently exceed 100 miles or 161 kilometers per hour. Strong enough to knock a person off their feet. In winter, the wind chill can make it feel as cold as minus 100 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 73 degrees Celsius. Life-threatening conditions for the unprepared. And it's not just the weather. The rugged landscape of Mount Washington is full of hidden dangers. Steep, rocky trails that are deceptively difficult, especially when wet or icy. Slips and falls are common, with many trails skirting perilous cliffs. Mount Washington sits in the Presidential Range, a unique location where storms from the Atlantic, Canada and the Midwest collide. This creates some of the worst weather on Earth. One of the deadliest spots is Tuckerman Ravine, a popular but hazardous area prone to avalanches in winter and falling ice in spring. The unpredictable nature of the mountain makes even short hikes dangerous, and many who underestimate it never make it back down. Mount Sinabung, a name that sends shivers down the spine of anyone familiar with its history. Nestled in North Sumatra, Indonesia, Sinabung lay dormant for centuries. But in 2010, this sleeping giant awoke, signalling the start of an era that would mark it as one of nature's most volatile forces. The first confirmed eruption of the Holocene era erupted in August 2010. Ash plumes soared 3 miles or 5 kilometers above the summit, painting the sky with ominous clouds. After a brief respite, Sinabung roared back to life in September 2013. What followed was a relentless series of eruptions, each more devastating than the last. February 19, 2018 stands etched in the memories of locals. On that day, Sinabung unleashed its fury, expelling ash 4 miles or 7 kilometers into the atmosphere. The sky darkened and the air filled with choking ash, a stark reminder of nature's unpredictable power. The Indonesian National Agency for Disaster Management established critical hazard zones, with the southeast sector designated as the highest risk area. The dangers of Sinabung became heartbreakingly real in February 2014, when 16 people lost their lives for venturing into restricted areas. The continuous eruptions have laid waste to 10 villages and 2 hamlets, displacing over 9,000 people. In March 2021, Sinabung once again demonstrated its deadly nature. A series of explosive events generated 13 pyroclastic flows within hours. Each flow lasted between 2 to 8 minutes, travelling up to 3 miles or 5 kilometers southeast and east. The sheer speed and intensity of these flows left no room for error or complacency. Today, Sinabung remains at the highest alert level. Continuous observation and emergency preparedness are crucial, as the volcano shows no signs of returning to dormancy. Death Valley, a place so merciless, it earned the title of Earth's most unforgiving furnace. Here, in California's Mojave Desert, temperatures soar to unimaginable heights. In July 2021, Death Valley recorded a blistering 130 degrees Fahrenheit or 54 degrees Celsius, the hottest temperature ever reliably measured on our planet. Summers in Death Valley are relentless. Temperatures regularly climb above 120 degrees Fahrenheit or 49 degrees Celsius, with July 2023 marking the hottest month on record, averaging a staggering 108 degrees Fahrenheit or 42 degrees Celsius. And even when the sun dips below the horizon, the heat persists. Overnight temperatures rarely drop below 90 degrees Fahrenheit or 32 degrees Celsius, providing little relief from the scorching days. Surviving in this deadly landscape demands exceptional preparation. The vast remote terrain lacks cell phone coverage, making emergency communication nearly impossible. And then there are the flash floods. Sudden torrential rains can turn dry washes into torrents of destructive water, carrying rocks and debris. The extreme heat also takes its toll on vehicles, causing breakdowns on the sharp rocks and bumpy roads. Tragically, the valley has claimed many lives. Between 2007 and 2023, at least 12 people lost their lives to hypothermia. The most dangerous period spans from May through September, with July and August presenting the deadliest conditions. For those seeking to explore this extraordinary landscape, the winter months between Thanksgiving and Christmas offer the safest conditions, with cooler temperatures. Mount Everest. A name that evokes images of grandeur, challenge, and the ultimate test of human endurance. But above 26,000 feet or 8,000 meters, it transforms into a realm where survival hangs by a mere thread. Welcome to the death zone. Imagine standing at a place where the atmospheric pressure is less than 356 millibars. Here, life-sustaining oxygen plummets to just 40% of what you breathe at sea level. Your body starts to deteriorate rapidly. Every breath is a laborious battle. Temperatures regularly sink below a bone-chilling -120 degrees Fahrenheit or -49 degrees Celsius. Climbers who venture into this unforgiving stretch of Everest summit face not just the elements, but also the barometric pressure that fluctuates between 333 hectopascals during climbing season and a staggering low of 323 hectopascals in midwinter. It's a constant struggle where every decision could mean the difference between life and death. Yet, these very conditions are what draw climbers from across the globe. The allure of standing on top of the world, even if it means risking everything. Fraser Island, also known as Kagare, is the world's largest sand island and a breathtaking natural wonder off the coast of Queensland, Australia. Fraser Island is home to some of Australia's most dangerous creatures. The island's population of dingoes is one of the purest in the country, but these wild dogs are not to be underestimated. Attacks on humans, especially children, have been reported over the years, some resulting in serious injuries. Great white sharks and other dangerous marine predators patrol the coastline, making swimming in the ocean risky. Adding to the danger, deadly box jellyfish and irukandji jellyfish lurk in the waters, especially during the warmer months. Their stings can cause excruciating pain, paralysis, and even death. The island's powerful riptides and strong ocean currents make swimming extremely hazardous, even for experienced swimmers. Bushfires, especially in the dry season, can spread rapidly across the island, cutting off escape routes and endangering visitors. Meanwhile, sudden storms can bring flash floods, turning dry tracks into impassable mud pits. Another hidden danger is the island's vast sand dunes, which can collapse without warning. Adventurers climbing or exploring these dunes risk being buried under shifting sands. Just off the coast of Sao Paulo, Brazil, lies an island that few dare to visit, Ilha da Queimada Grande, better known as Snake Island. This 106-acre landmass is home to one of the deadliest populations of snakes on Earth. Between 2,000 and 4,000 golden lancehead vipers call this place home, making it a serpent's paradise and a human's nightmare. These golden lanceheads, or Bothrops insularis, are found nowhere else in the world. They're about 20 inches or half a metre long, and they've evolved in complete isolation after rising sea levels cut off the island from mainland Brazil around 11,000 years ago. The result is a snake population so dense that in certain areas you can find one snake per square metre. The golden lancehead's venom is among the most potent in Latin America. It targets birds that use the island as a migration stop, and it works with frightening efficiency. The venom is 5 times stronger than that of their mainland relatives. This ensures that their prey is immobilized almost instantly, preventing any chance of escape. A bite from one of these vipers can lead to horrifying symptoms like brain hemorrhaging, kidney failure, and muscular tissue necrosis. If untreated, the mortality rate of a bite is around 7%, and even with medical intervention, it only drops to about 3%. It's no wonder that the Brazilian government strictly controls access to the island. Only a select few scientists are granted permission to study these unique predators.